Fiber coming to you from the Canadian prairies, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I'm Jocelyn. My co-host is
Diana.
And this is episode 127.
Yeah, it is.
Jocelyn didn't check before we started.
Good guess.
In the one in which we had fancy 1940s dinner. We had a fancy 1940s dinner. And we're recording a day late because brothers had to have farewell dinners before they fly away to Toronto and forget all about us for their masters.
Yes.
Go. Yeah.
My little brother's leaving me. No.
It'll be fine.
Going off to do epic adventure-y school things.
He's getting a master's in piano?
Yeah, some kind of performance collaborative piano. I know as much about his degree as he does about mine, so he plays the piano real good is about the extent of my knowledge.
Okay. That sounds about right, yeah.
Just like all he knows is I do computer things.
Well, that's about all we kind of understand about each other's degrees.
Pretty much, yeah. You know about history.
I know history.
Just all of history.
Not all of history.
No, totally all of history.
I know a tiny little section. Tiny. And I don't even know it that well. Because I only spent 4 years studying it. I don't know it that well, guys. And so everybody keeps looking at me like, well, you studied it. Yes. But you have to keep studying for a really long time. And then, if you're really smart, you know you don't know a lot. That's like me going, but you understand entirely about all computer things, because you studied computers, right?
Absolutely. I will encrypt the blockchain in your machine learning recursive algorithm.
Those are just words you put together.
Yeah, they mean nothing.
They don't mean a darn thing. Alright, we are technically a knitting podcast. Diana usually lets everybody know what we're going to cover because she does the show notes, and we are all very grateful for it because you don't want me doing the show notes, guys.
This week we're covering What's in Our Cup, Woolly Workings, Fiber Flubs, Yarn on the Go, Wool Gathering, a review, and events.
All the things.
All the things.
All the things.
Well, most of the things.
Some of the things?
A few of the things.
Got it. Okay. I'll talk about my epic book number 2 next week.
I'm going to try to actually have a different book to talk about.
What?
I know, the one that I've been physically reading, I got the audiobook out of the library, so now I can listen to it on my way to and from work.
Good plan.
It's going much faster. I've only had the book out for 2 days.
Well, you're the one who wanted a book section.
I know.
And I'm the one who went, okay.
Yeah, I fell off the book bandwagon.
I don't share the books I read to review. These are just the books I read for fun.
I like to pretend I read books.
It's not cool.
So it's about where I'm at with
about
that.
where you're at with that. Shall we discuss what's in our cup? Because your chai tea is just taking over scent-wise. Holy Hannah. I'm like, I made a nice dark mint tea. Like mint black tea. All I can smell is vanilla chai.
Jocelyn kindly loaned me some tea leaves of the cinnamon rooibos chai variety from David's Tea.
I have an overabundance of tea leaves.
Yeah. So thank you for the loan of the tea leaves. You can have them back now.
Thanks.
It just smells like cinnamon in here. It's just a beautiful cinnamon smell.
It's cinnamon until I've got my tea mug up near my face, and then it's cinnamon mint, which I'm totally okay with. Ooh, we forgot to close the door. So we get the lovely sound of the air conditioning draining. Cool. We're still at my house because it's still quite warm. So my central air beats out Diana's not central air window unit. So we get to stay a little bit cooler and a little more comfortable temperature-wise. Though we're like almost September, so sometime in the next month or two we can go back to rotating.
Yeah.
Give or take, depending on how long the hot weather is going to last into September, October, which varies every year.
We could have snow next week. We might not have snow till December.
So some years we haven't had snow till just before Christmas.
I think one year we got our first snow that stayed on Christmas Eve, which was super weird.
Yeah, that was a weird year.
That was super weird.
That was a weird year.
So I definitely remember trick-or-treating in snowsuits.
Jessica, you want to come out February, Festival de Voyager? I got a couch and a lot of extra spare dead leaves for tea. You're more than welcome to come.
Do you have any live leaves for tea?
No, because I don't grow tea leaves.
Psh. What kind of a host are you?
The kind that sends her coffee leavings to her friend's house to compost. That's the kind of person I am.
Hi, friend. Have my coffee ground.
It was...
I know.
You can read the chat where I was like,
I did
hey,
read the chat.
Question for the people who own houses, do you compost? Because if you compost, and I don't, I make coffee. Coffee grounds are great as a compost item. So of course Terry, you guys will know her if you've watched us before. She's read, or she sometimes guest hosts when one of us, Diana, can't make it. It's been you exclusively so
Yeah, it
far.
has.
I haven't had to call that favor in for myself, so I'm feeling very morally superior for the moment. That'll blow out the window like next week or something. But I don't compost, so I have these great. She's like, absolutely, I'll totally take your coffee off of you because I want to reduce my waste, and that's one way to do it is to compost. But I don't garden very much. I did last year and I enjoyed it. I didn't get to do it this year because we just had a kerfuffle and stuff didn't get into the ground. And I may or may not next year because we may or may not sell the house. So like if I'm selling the house in the middle of summer, I'm not gardening. Because I garden vegetables, not flowers. Because me and flowers don't get along.
Fair.
So I don't know what's going on, you guys. I rent. Everything's always up in the air. That's fine. But if I'm renting into an apartment, I'm not going to compost.
Got totally off topic.
Well, hello.
Somewhat off topic.
Composting is important. Being environmentally friendly is important.
It is.
Same my wife, we love the Manjusha Fiber Arts colorway, and when you say it, you sound like an awful human being because it's super aptly named. But the reason for it is sad.
It's like the Amazon
is burning.
Burning the Amazon.
Burning the Amazon. Amazon is. It's this wonderful local fiber dyer, and it is a really pretty colorway. The reason for the colorway isn't good because the Amazon forest has been on fire for the last couple of weeks. Like it's a big thing. It's a huge problem. But I looked at the colorway. Man, I need some of that. Love that colorway. Burning the Amazon. Well, now I'm an awful human being.
Burning the. I think my phrase that was terrible was something like, "Burning the Amazon is so pretty."
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
wait. That
Context.
sounded wrong. Started with that coffee was like, hey, can I give you my coffee leavings? And brackets, well, that sounded weird when I said it out loud.
So while I add that to the show notes to link, do you want to tell people what's in your cup?
Sure. I am drinking some North Star Tea Co. tea, which is a new tea person. Hi, Dawn. We saw her on Wednesday at the South Osborne Farm Hub Farmers Market, which runs every Wednesdays from a set time to a set time that I never remember.
I think it's like 4 to 8, but only through the end of August, so like next week is the last one.
Is it the end of August or end of September?
Don't know.
I
thought it was August.
I can't remember when their seasonal runs are to the end of, so I'm the worst with dates. Susanna, yes, it was the 24th. I know I said the 27th. I always get it wrong. Just second last Saturday of every month. I will explain later. So in my, because I don't do small cups of tea, my Christmas giant tea mug, I have some Solaris Mint. I put the bag all the way over there so I can't read it.
Mint Solstice.
Mint Solstice. Not even close.
Well, it's sort of close.
It's a black mint tea and it's really tasty, you guys.
It smells really good.
Oh, tastes really good too.
I've yet to try it, but it smells good.
I slightly over-sugared this cup. You might not want to. Tastes like tea. There's a little bit more sugar in it. I should have. Oops. It's my dessert. It's fine. It's good. I'm going to try to get back this Wednesday if I can, and I'll buy another type because I also tried the Highland Fling.
I love the smell of the Highland Fling.
It tastes great.
That sentence.
And because Mr. Ben made all of the tea, yes, it came with all of the puns and references to Highland Flings and tartans and kilts and yeah. Lots of eyeball rolling on my part, guys. And lots of me going, why am I friends with you? You're not that cute. Sit down, sir. We're playing a game. It's just enough. I beg of you. I beg of you, no more.
Sometimes.
I beg of you, no more. He can't tell himself. It's fine.
I also have a really great Earl Grey that I also kind of really want.
That's fair.
So, might have to do that.
You're the one who didn't buy any when we saw her.
Well, no, because I needed all of my cash for the croissants and the meat and the vegetables.
Well, now you know that you need to bring more cash.
Well, yes.
Because apparently you're doing your entire grocery shopping trip on the Wednesdays.
Apparently. Apparently this is what I do now. I go to the local farmer's market on Wednesdays after work.
Hey, I'm okay if you want to make that a thing, because it's kind of what I do Wednesdays, because I always get stuff. It's always nice.
I feel like Mr. Diana might pout if I'm never home to help with the laundry. Especially this week since we missed last night.
Oh dear. That was my fault.
No, that was going away parties.
No.
Got in the way.
I am overly fond of that one bakery that does the croissants that has the coffee cake.
Yeah,
I'm going
that was
back for
good.
coffee cake. That was so good. And of course, the hand pie.
Yes.
Oh, too tasty for its own good.
So good.
I love me a good farmer's market, guys. All right. We've talked about our teas.
Yes. Oh, did you want to mention the shawl that you're wearing?
But we don't have a cool thread section.
You're right. I did not say... Well, because we weren't going to have one, so I scratched it out, but then I wrote in the shawl anyway, and so I forgot to say it. I'm sorry.
I am still wearing, while we record, my Endless Summer Adventure shawl, which is, in this case, a one skein fingering wonder, complete with tassels.
I like the tassel.
Hey, one of my tassel thingies escaped. I'm going to fix that. This is a design pattern that I released as one of the maker collabs for the Makers Challenge for the 2019?
I don't know. This is your thing.
What year is it this year?
What years? Are you a time traveler? It's 2019.
Thank you. I can't remember the year. Can't remember the day half the time anymore. Listen, my parents just visited. We're lucky I'm dressed. My dad does so much stuff. There's always so much cleanup afterwards. This was a part of the Maker Challenge for the 2019 Manitoba Fiber Festival collection. So Daria from Colorblind Fiberworks has dyed up some amazing colorways for it that are themed. I just made this out of one of her colorways that I had because I really, really, really like her Sea Anemone colorways because they're so bloody bright and pretty. So I made one of this. It's originally done in a DK weight, so it makes like and I would show you the DK weight, but my mother, unsurprisingly, ran away with my cotton acrylic DK weight shawl.
Well, but we knew that was going to happen.
So Kramer Yarns, Mom loves the shawl. I'm safe on the socks I'm making from the same yarn because her feet are a size 6. I'm a size 10, 11 ladies. She won't take my socks. They won't fit. Ha!
Success.
Success. So I'm going to make another one so I can have a DK weight version of the shawl I designed.
It's almost like you want your own shawl of the thing that you made.
It's almost like I'd like my own version of the shawl that I actually designed. That's alright. She was looking at the Northern Radiance, which will be the next one to come out. But she doesn't like pink. So Penny from Creek Garden Graphs. Great colorways to send. I won those colorways. I won them in last year's Across the Prairies Cal. As gifts to give out to people because my mom doesn't do hibiscus. So I get to keep that shawl.
Nice.
Sweet. But no, I like wearing it. It's not super heavy.
Yeah, it's really light. I
nice.
stole it a few minutes ago and took a picture for Instagram.
Yes, it's true you did, which is good because I hadn't posted today. We were way behind again as usual. All right. Well, you've got your sweater on, so you're definitely not wearing any knits because
No, this is a store knit, so
you would melt.
I would. It's got a cool like lacy back, but
Not that cool.
yeah, still a sweater.
It is in fact still a sweater. Shall we talk about what's on our needles?
Yes, as per usual, you have at least one more thing than I do.
Why does that not shock me?
It's okay. Most of basically one of mine is all entirely fiber flubs.
Yeah.
There's a story.
There's a story, you guys. How about we start with the finished object?
Okay.
Well, finished-ish object. It's finished and bound off. I have to sew it together, but I don't want to sew it together till after I wash and block it. Does that make sense? And if I'd washed and blocked it, I wouldn't be able to show it off on the podcast because it'd still be wet. I finished the cowl thingy. Cowl thingy? Yeah, cowl. Scarf I was making for a buddy of mine. It is a commissioned piece. There is no pattern for it. It's quite wide so that you can do the pull down or the pull up or scrunch, or it's even long enough that you can wrap it around twice.
Nice.
So you can do all the cowly things with your cowly goodness.
Perfect.
I made this out of some Barocco Arrow yarn, which is a bulky.
So soft.
It's so light. It is a bulky,
Spooshy.
nifty construction because it is actually a nylon tube that has fibers blown into it. So some sections I held double and did some drop stitches. Some sections I held single and just knit, which creates this beautiful open weave effect.
Yeah.
I did it on a 10mm size knitting needle, so I felt like a small child because the knitting needles were huge.
But the project went zoom.
So I finished this Saturday evening, so it counts for Stash Dash. And it is quite long because
It's so squishy.
it is so swishy. Super excited. The colorway definitely melded together really well.
Mm-hmm.
We got some sections where you get that brown, like that deep, I want to say camel brown.
Yeah.
Deserty, camel deserty brown. Into
It looks
the blues.
way brighter on the camera, actually.
It's actually quite muted in person. So
Yeah.
it is worked out really well. So
This is massive.
Yeah, I gotta wash, block, and sew it together. Because it loops together. It will make a circle. But I've learned something about these. You do that, then you sew them together. Otherwise they take forever and a hot minute to dry.
Yes.
And I don't need that in my life.
Yeah.
I don't. And it'll be a gentle blocking because I obviously don't need it to grow.
I think you're good.
But
on
I
that
want
front.
to make sure that the drop stitches are showcased really well. So that's done. There is no pattern. I'm thinking I probably should make a pattern for it because this is my second, and I will probably make a third one for myself. So it is a commission
pattern.
It's a pattern I have memorized, so writing it up shouldn't be terribly difficult. And I literally, 10mm giant knitting needles, like giant. These are knitting needles I inherited from my grandmother.
Nice.
Yeah. So worked perfectly because they're not sharp with the nylon tubing in the wool.
Oh yeah, because that could potentially be really splitty.
Yeah, because I could really be splitty. So I definitely avoided that problem by having a softer blunt needle. So that was a case of trying it with my sharper needles and going, no, this is going to drive me nuts. Try it with other needles first. And finding a needle that worked better for it. How did I even do that?
You should probably go again because one of mine is all flub.
All flub. Okay.
It's all flub.
Well, we'll talk about the vanilla sock I'm working on. That my mother doesn't get to have. I wrote up a review for Kramer Yarns, and I did it in their Tweety. Oh man, I can't pronounce things. That's why I keep things. Tanamy Tweeds. Yeah, Tanamy Tweed. From Kramer Yarn in a fitted denim. It is a 50% acrylic, 50% cotton, which is amazing. I love it. It's very soft. I finished one sock, so I got me a nice ankle house sock. But I am currently working on the second sock. So this is one of the few times I did not do my socks 2 at a time toe up. I've done them 1 at a time toe up.
And you're not having second sock syndrome.
I am not having second sock syndrome.
That's excellent.
I wasn't sure. I wanted to time how fast it would take me to do like a DK weight, like a DK sport weight sock. Because people rave about how quick it is. Oh my god, you guys. It's amazing. Everybody should be doing DK weight sport socks.
But I like fitting my socks in shoes.
That's totally fair. I mean, I'm still going to make fingering weight socks. Because I am. But this is just flying by real quick, which I love. I'm doing it on 4mm because I knit tight like nobody's business. So my weave's still nice and dense. But they will make wonderful house summer socks because they're cotton and acrylic. So I'll get a little bit more breathability than I would with a wool. With a wool sock, my foot gets too warm. It just gets too warm. So fair. I get uncomfortable with them. So I'm working on my second sock. I'm about halfway up my foot. There is nothing fancy going on here, guys. I literally did toe increases till it fit over my baby toe. From my big toe to my baby toe. And then I was like, I'm done. And I'm going in the round until my foot's finished. I literally did a basic German short row heel. I'll go up a ways so it matches. Ribbed cuff. Done. There's nothing to these, guys.
Nice.
They're great. You have to go now because I only have one more project.
I do have to go now. I was really hoping I could finish this row, but I'm about 20 stitches shy, so I'm just going to go for it. I am working still on the Find Your Fade. I was really hoping to have this done for Stash Dash on Saturday, but my wrist started hurting again, and I couldn't. And that was sad, because I'm so close. I'm in the last section. I have just, as of now, I finished the garter stitch section. I have a lace section, a color melt, and a little more garter stitch, and I'm done.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
I can see the end, and I so wanted to have this done, and I'm gonna miss it by about a week.
Yep, that's okay.
So
the important
close.
thing is you'll have it done.
Yes, that is the important thing.
That gives you a month to get through your Across the Prairies knit.
It does. My 5-skein behemoth.
It's alright. Terry's feeling very vindicated. Hers is at least wound.
I'm glad I can vindicate everybody else's procrastination. It's what I'm here for.
So yeah, we still haven't opened up the FO thread. So like, great podcasters we are. Jeez.
Professional?
I've been even busier than usual. Diana can contest. I have been busier than usual.
This is true. So, once more with feeling, this is the Find Your Fate shawl by Andrew Mowry that I started like 2 years ago for a knit along. 2 years? 3 years? 2 years, I think.
2 years, I believe. Maybe 3?
Might have been 3. Anyway, this is a massive, like, 7 skein behemoth. I think I ended up only using 5, though. I think I doubled up on one of the sections because I really like the color.
You doubled up on one of the sections. It calls for 7 color changes, but it really only takes like 5 skeins of yarn.
Yeah.
5 or 6 skeins of yarn.
So this thing is huge, and I'm so excited to have it done and to be able to wear all of my gorgeous travel yarn that I will not list for the umpteenth time. I'll list it next week when I've finished for the last time. I will not bore you with this again, except to say that the color that I'm currently using is Cinnamon Dolce from Ba Savannah that I got at Pearlescence before, like, 2 weeks before it closed, because I happened to be in San Jose that week.
Do it up.
So close, it's so close, and it's pretty colors, and the pretty colors, and the pretty colors. I'm so excited about the pretty colors, you guys.
I'm so excited for her to have an FO.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited to have a project bag and needles back.
Hey, we're getting into the fall. Time to do some casting on. Stash is over. Cast on all the things.
I think honestly, all I want to cast on is the Across the Prairies cowl. That's actually it.
Well,
I've been very low
done at the end of September.
Yeah, I know.
So
I've been very low on startitis this year.
That's not a bad thing.
No. Because it means I'm going to finally finish this thing that I started 2 or 3
Mine's
years
sitting
ago.
in a bag right there, but I got to finish my test knit this week before I can pick it back up. So.
Alright, so there's my thing that does not have any flubs.
So we'll talk about my thing that doesn't have any flubs, and then I'm done, and you can talk about the flubs.
The flubs.
It can be the
So many
Diana
flubs.
show. In my Dragon Fiber bag, I have 3 skeins of wonderfully colored yarn, one of which is Amber Saves the Dinos from Hillary's Magical Yarnorium, which is really a freaking pretty colorway. I'm done a bauble section. Baubles take me a very, very, very long time. I'm okay that they take me a very, very, very long time because I like the look of them when they're done. So I have my tiny, tiny baubles all set up there. This
So
now
cute.
officially has a name, which is Comfort in the Chaos. It's going to be released from Cozy Up Knits. I am doing the test knit for them. So my variation of my shawl has smaller baubles than what the pattern initially calls for, just to see what they look like, to see if they'll put it in as an alternative option. And it is a semicircular shawl done with 3 skeins. My Amber Saves the Dino pairs up really well with the Liquid Gold colorway, which I have, and the Winolicious is a beautiful pop of red going in here. So I have a lot of harvesty gold colors going on. A lot of harvesty gold.
They do look very similar, actually.
Yeah, which I
so
wanted.
which one's which? For
Literally,
the
literally the little space between the bumps in the second section, that's just solid liquid gold.
golds?
And
Okay.
the bumps are Amber Saves the Dinos.
Okay, so the liquid gold is like slightly lighter.
Slightly lighter.
Okay,
but
it
it
makes a really great depth of like
Colors,
texture.
yeah. And at the bottom of the shawl, it's all the 3rd color, so all the liquid gold's going to be the lace pattern at the bottom of the semicircular,
okay. Oh, that's gonna be
which will
gorgeous.
pop really nicely.
Yeah.
So I got the final update. We have everything prepped and ready. I just need to finish this bad boy this week. So I need to, as they say, Hull keister. And I can,
Yes.
when I focus and buckle down, I'm quite quick, and get it done because the 1st of September, there's some gals starting that I promised I'd join in on. So that's gonna happen, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So my Amber Saves the Dino is slowly shrinking. My Liquid Gold, which you can see right beside it, is quite similar in coloration, just a little bit lighter than the base of the Amber Saves the Dinos. And then my Winolicious is my red. So, which is great for the glorious gold along, even though I'm not going to Rhinebeck this year, so we don't get to meet Dunder Knits because we're not going there this year.
That's
Maybe
be there in
next.
spirit.
Maybe next year. Diana's not on a honeymoon next year.
This is true. I can do like a whole like 2 weeks extra stuff.
Well, I can't take you for all 2 weeks. Your husband might get grumpy, but I'm sure I can take you for a little bit. Because I don't think he wants to go to just outside New York for us to spend 5 days at a knitting thing.
I don't think he'd be into that.
I don't think he'd be into that, so I
he
think,
loves
like,
me very much, and he would tolerate a day, maybe 2, but
Yeah,
5
it
is
was
just
a
no.
little, like, I could see him coming to Knit City with us one year,
Yeah.
but I don't see him doing Rhinebeck, because Rhinebeck is intense. Nor would I necessarily ask him, because that really wouldn't be very fair to him, to be like, we would never see him until you were passing out, falling asleep beside him at the end of the day, because we'd be so tired.
Nor would he want to drinking temperature, by the way.
Well, then drink your tea.
I'm so excited. It's perfect.
Nor would he potentially want to, like, split a house with, like, 4 or 5 other knitting crazy people.
Oh
like
my
us.
gosh, no, that's not his trip.
It's not his idea of good fun. So let's not do that.
Yeah,
that's a bad idea. Bad idea. We won't take him to that. But if we do like a knitting retreat in Europe, well, let's take him for that, because he can do other things during the day while we're in Europe, while we're doing knitting things. I feel like that's perfectly appropriate. Tea break.
Did you finish all your stuff?
That's it. I'm officially done my works in progress at the moment. You guys.
All right.
My father came down from Saskatoon, and he was originally going to come down on the Monday, like be down for Monday, and they left this past Sunday morning. So that's like what, a good 6-7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Work kept him there, so they drove down on Wednesday. They left Sunday morning. We still did everything on the list, which means I did 6 days worth of work in 3 days. There was no knitting time. My day started at 6:30 in the morning, and it was done at 11 o'clock or midnight. And it was solid. I like to take breaks during the day. I have long days, but I stop for an hour lunch in the middle of the day, and I have a tea in the afternoon for 45 minutes, and that's where I sneak a bunch of my knitting in, because that's my downtime. No, you don't need to be crazy, you just need to be busy. Daddy doesn't do that.
I see where you get it from.
Goes all day. He didn't even have naps. He normally has a nap after lunch. There was no napping after lunch.
Oh my gosh.
I got gypped. And I had stuff scheduled in the week because we thought we had all week, so I didn't just clear my week. So the dinner we went to on Friday had already been scheduled. The Wednesday before they came in, I was already full of things. On Thursday, I had a thing that I had to go attend and go do. So it was like crud muffin. I didn't take them off my schedule because we had time for it. Then I was like, well, obviously Dad'll drop some stuff from his list. No dropping stuff from the list. There's no list.
Why would you do that?
Why would you be normal?
The days expand to fill the to-do list.
I'm still cleaning up. Almost 2 full days.
Alright. Shall
You
I
ready?
tell my sad fiber flub?
Are you ready for your sad fiber flub?
Yes.
Okay. You tell your sad fiber flub. I'm going to work on my sock.
Okay. So last week, I was working on a pair of mittens, and I was making great progress. I was into the decreases for the fingers of the mitten. And I finished the fingers of the mitten. I took a picture. Look at this. Look at this lovely... Wait, if I block our faces, will it focus?
Maybe.
Anyway, you can see that there is basically an entire mitten. I finished the decreases, I Kitchenered the fingers closed, and I picked up the stitches for the thumb, and I was going on the thumb. And then, you know, you have that feeling where you're like, wait. And so I put the mitten on. And,
realized a thing about physics and human anatomy?
It's, yeah, biology and, like, geometry of hands for humans. Your thumb is not right in line with your first finger. It's inset a little bit, which is why you end up with a left mitt and a right mitt.
Yes.
I put my thumb gusset right on the seam so that when I put the mitten on, and I never noticed this before because I hadn't done the decreases for the fingers, but when you put the mitten on, because of the way where I put the thumb gusset, the fingers seemed like curved around onto your first finger in the most unattractive manner. And I'm just like, you idiot. You know how hands work.
You've knit mittens before.
I have. And so...
You knit a lot of mittens for us for Christmas one year.
Yeah. So that'll teach me some hubris for thinking I know how mittens work.
Mm-hmm. You also just voted beads on a shawl you didn't put beads on.
Yeah, I know. I acknowledge my hypocrisy.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I put the mitten in timeout. And then about 20 minutes later I took it out of timeout. And I unpicked the bind off. or the Kitchener stitch. And I wound it all back down.
She makes it sound like she's doing this for like giant. It's for her brother. His hands are not that big.
No, they're not.
They're not that big.
So this is the same
I think his hands are
mitten
smaller
as
than
last week. It's gone backwards.
A lot.
And also, when I picked up stitches underneath the thumb gussets and ripped it all out, I crossed lines, so I still haven't picked up the stitches properly. And so this mitten is just...
She rage quit at dinner. That's all I know.
Yeah,
There was, for Diana, very violent
I'm
putting
angry
away.
at these mittens, and they're in timeout right now.
It's okay. We had a good dinner, which helped the situation.
The mittens are in timeout. Cursed mittens.
Cursed mittens?
Cursed mittens.
But that's okay, because if you keep working on the Find Your Fade, you'll be done and you'll have an FO.
Yeah. Well, because the first time I pulled out to the bottom of the thumb gusset and started going, I screwed up the increases on the thumb gusset, so I had to rip it out a second time.
Yep, yeah.
So they're cursed mittens.
You're going to finish them, give them to your brother, and then we'll never speak of them again.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah.
It is like he who shall not be named, except it's in reference to
The mittens that shall not be named.
The mittens that shall not be named.
Yeah. So he does not get those as a going away present. He's gonna get those in the mail for his birthday next month.
I think that's very good, and I suspect he's okay with that, given the story.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he didn't get the story.
Oh no, he got the story at his going away party last night.
Of course he did.
So that's my flub.
That's your flub?
On the plus side, content for the podcast.
Question mark?
Woo!
She sent me the text. I was like, well, I'm glad it's you because I don't got time this week.
It's like, you don't need to do any fiber flubs this week. I got it covered.
Excellent. I always like it when I don't have to feel compelled to make a mistake.
It's doing so well. So well. So that was fiber flubs. And I'm just sad and frustrated.
That's fair.
But the fade is looking great.
The fade is looking amazing.
So,
and you have a nice cup of tea.
Meh. I guess that brings us to Yarn on the Go.
It does.
I can tell you about where I was working on the very sad mitten.
My yarn didn't go anywhere with me this week, you guys. I was too busy.
We had QSM on Friday at work, quarterly sales meeting, which sounds super dull, but at my workplace it's more of a party.
It is more of a party.
So the meeting's like 2 hours long, so I was knitting and ripping and re-knitting and re-ripping through that and trying not to swear. And also trying to, be respectful and pay attention to the meeting. No, I did. There was numbers. They were good numbers. Meetings. Good.
How's it adulting going for you?
So great. But after the meeting, we had Office Olympics, where you do such fun games as Nerf dart target shooting relay.
She owns Nerf guns. Apparently didn't help her any.
No, it really didn't. We were trying to shoot them outside and there was a cross breeze, okay?
Okay.
Nerf darts are not properly weighted for cross breezes.
It's true they're not.
And we played bubble soccer, which is where you put this giant bubble on you, you climb into this thing and you wear it like a backpack and there's handles up front and you run around and you just crash into things and maybe try to kick the ball.
Yes.
So I'm still sore from that. It was really fun. But the really great thing, the competition that we won, I led my team to victory. There was a headphone detangling competition. Do you know how much yarn I've detangled in the last decade? I have trained for this. It was amazing. We won that competition.
You posted a knit chat. We all told you better win that one.
Yeah, I would have brought shame on the knitting community if I didn't.
There was one where you could easily excel at because of your personal hobbies.
So, Office Olympics. Knitting is training for Office Olympics.
Knitting is training for Office Olympics.
That's my yarn on the go for the week.
The one time I could have been knitting, I was busy scrolling through a dating app before dinner.
But that was pretty fun, though.
That was delightful. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I had a lot of fun. So, otherwise, I was in and out, up and down, move around, run. There was no downtime until I was in bed in the evening, and then most nights I was really tired.
Fair. I believe that brings us to... It blings us? It blings us.
Blings us.
Yeah, we're blinging now.
Oh, man.
Got bling.
We're like the flamingos. Always need rhinestones.
I'm not even going to give context for that.
Nope, I don't think we have to, really.
No. But flamingos need rhinestones.
Flamingos need rhinestones.
I almost just said penguins need rhinestones, which I think is also true.
Well,
Now that I've said it.
Sequins.
Yes.
Penguins need sequins. Flamingos need rhinestones. And there's our show title.
I don't know if that'll fit in the thumbnail.
No, we can do flamingos need rhinestones, or you can do penguins need sequins. You have options, man.
I do.
Options.
Wool gathering.
There we go.
Brings us to wool gathering.
That has nothing to do with flamingos
That
or
was
penguins.
such a smooth segue. Nobody say anything about it.
Mom
It's the best
sometimes listens
segue.
to us, and she's like, I don't know any of the knitting you're talking about, but you two are music. I'm like, thank you.
I'll just be over here.
Oh, I
just
feel
gonna
like
put
I
the
need
caps
to
back
make
on
you a
these.
penguin made of sequins now or something. Alright, wool gathering.
I'm just gonna stop knitting while I'm ahead.
We successfully did our Patreon monthly live chat-in, which is the second last Saturday of the month. You guys, don't listen to me give dates. You know I get them wrong.
Well, they do now.
You didn't before, Susanna. I'm sorry. I literally just didn't check the emails, and I should have gotten back to you. So that went on, which was great. I made I don't know what's happening with my uploads, but if I can ever get my uploads ironed out to YouTube, I will get the Patreon video for the month up. I'm hoping before it's September. If not, it's a 2-for-1 in September, and you get 2 videos, guys. It's an arguing patience thing, and I will get the technology to work for me. I just occasionally have to argue with it a lot. The other things that we really have in wool gathering is we've got a bunch of cowls either wrapping up or starting. There is one that we're just hosting on the page. We're not running it. We're just hosting the space on our Ravelry group. We'll talk about that in events. So that's one of those things. I'm going to obviously participate along because I can. And because I'm not running it, I can enter.
This is true. I'm not gonna lie, I'm vaguely tempted.
I dropped a stitch.
Aw.
I think I dropped a stitch. Super awkward silence, which is great, you guys.
Yeah, it's great silence. No, I don't
No?
think you did actually. Nothing's
Am
running.
I just illusioning
Yeah, no, it's
myself
just like-
into a drop stitch?
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
fine. You
great.
just have like sort of a gap between your stitches with
That's
the magic loop.
that's the magic loop gap. That's normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's all
I'm
that
going
is.
crazy. It's fine. We're good. It was like Diana's right here. I can just ask.
Hmm.
Ah. Oh no, I did drop a stitch.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
okay.
yarn
Well, apparently I
sticks.
can't see things.
Well, this yarn sticks really well.
Hey, look at that.
Really, really well. So.
Bonus points for the yarn.
I know, it's really good sock yarn. But it means I'm going to put it down because it'll take a bit of time for me to go and find my crochet hook, which is by my computer, which moved, and fix that. Oh, yeah, still, for those of you who are getting prizes and stuff and you don't live in Canada, they've officially left Canada, which means I can no longer track them. They're all now officially out of Ontario. Why they were stuck in Ontario for a month and a bit, I have no idea. But they were. They're gone now. It's great. We found them. They went on their way, but I actually can't track once they move to different mailing systems. So the ones going over to Europe got on a plane, I guess, went to Europe. One's going to America, still can't. You can't track parcels in America if you're Canadian. You can't track parcels you get from America till they get to Canada. And Americans can't track on the other side. What? Sure, okay, post office. I don't understand you guys at all. Fine, it's fine. It's made a bit of progress. They were lost. They've now been found. It's fine.
It's all good, almost.
It's
It's getting there, getting towards good.
Listen, the stuff since the January draws, the sock thing, have been nothing but a cluster. It's just been the worst prize sourcing I've ever had to do in my life. It is this never-ending story that refuses to die.
So we're never gonna run a sock cal again.
I feel like that's cursed.
Okay.
No more sock cals, because I'm arbitrarily deciding that's why I'm having so much trouble with it.
Okay. Arbitrary rules are arbitrary.
Arbitrary rules are arbitrary, and that's the way we like them.
Cool. Should we move on to a review?
Mm-hmm. Because now I'm upset about the arbitrary
Okay, well
Something.
let's look at pretty sweaters then.
Oh, I love me a pretty sweater. You can do that and I can
have
work on my stitch.
a subscription to Interweave Knits, and so like 2 weeks ago, because I forgot about it sitting on the end table under some knitting, fancy that, got Interweave Knits Fall 2019. Woo! So it has lots and lots of pretty sweaters because, you know, fall knitting magazine.
And you know us in a fall knitting magazine. If you're a new viewer, guys, we're a huge sucker for fall knitting magazines.
Because they have all the best sweaters. Okay, so I'm just going to find the first one. I think you had the first one on page 18. I'm also really loving that they've got like a 2-page spread for every single pattern now.
I love
really
that they
great.
went that way.
Yeah.
So happy about that.
Just gonna hold up this gorgeous 2-page spread here. This is the Sweet Dreams pullover.
I like it.
It's like a sort of a turtle. It is a turtleneck, not sort of
a turtleneck.
No, it is a turtleneck.
It is a turtleneck.
It's got some cable details on the sleeves, and it looks super comfy. This was yours that you really liked.
Can you blame me?
Not at all.
I am a turtleneck fan.
I am less a turtleneck fan, but I really love the cable details on the sleeves.
It was the cable details on the sleeves that sold me, because I have turtlenecks, but I don't have turtlenecks with cable details on the sleeve.
This is also the cover sweater, by the way. It's a great sweater.
Bonus.
So there's that one. On the very next page, I liked I'm assuming this is pronounced Varma. There's an umlaut over the A, so I'm not totally sure. But I'm guessing it's supposed to be Varma, like warm. Anyway, this is a pullover with a texture. I like textured knits. I'm discovering. I think this is like a stockinette. Just wait. It's a moss stitch. I love moss stitch. I love me some moss stitch. Some like all over moss stitch with a little bit of like panel detail down the front. I feel like this would fit very, very well in my wardrobe. Probably not in this lilac color, because lilac manages to make me look gray and sickly somehow, which is a shame because I really like lilac. So in probably a darker color for myself. Let's see, the next one is on page 24. Oh yes, the sweater that we both loved.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh gosh, there's another umlaut. Kval cardigan. Anyway, it looks sort of like a sporty sort of cardigan with the stripe detailing going on, but it's got stripes all along there's like a shawl collar that's outlined by shawl stripes?
Shawl stripes?
Yeah. Shawl stripes now. Shawl collar outlined by a stripe detail all down the button band and on the cuffs and the pockets. It's got pockets, you guys. This just looks super comfy, and I really, really want this. Like right now. Do you do it in the blue with the like beige stripes?
Not with the beige stripes. But I would do it in the blue with a white stripe.
Oh, okay.
Because actually, if I'm honest, I'd do it in a white with a blue stripe.
I'm thinking some kind of like gray.
Oh, you know what?
Like a medium sort of a gray with maybe a black stripe.
Changed my mind. Winter white. Because boy, I love me a white cardigan.
Yeah.
With a indigo blue or deep purple stripe.
Ooh, so it's like you think it's black, but then it's not.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, which will drive me nuts for the 3 stripes because I won't be able to see my stitches. But it will look really sharp. So I feel like that might be the way I go with that one.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a nice, like the cardigan, my favorite part is like that super slouchy old man cardigan silhouette shape to it. Which is my kind of fall winter cardigan. So, yes. That's the one where I looked at it, I was like, I'm going to cast that on. Like, that needs to happen right now.
This was the other one we both really liked, right?
Yeah.
So this is the caramel apple pullover. It's sort of cropped, and it's got an all-over cable detail, but it's not in your face all-over cable detail.
I like that the detail isn't punch you in the face, but it's just there, and it looks good.
I'm so into this. I also want this, like, right now. Like a dark blue, maybe? Or like a dark green?
I was thinking maybe a heathered or a tweed.
Yeah, they have it here in a tweed.
Yeah.
It does look really nice in a tweed. I think
like it in a tweed.
I would need a darker color than this particular green.
That's fair. Oh. I would make it, obviously I would make mine a little bit longer for all of them because of the height. issue for me because I find sweaters sit too high. If I was to make it at the length it is now, and it is a fitted t-shirt, like a fitted sweater, like a 1940 style length, so it's a bit of a shorter length, it would be a crop sweater on me. So I need to add that bit of length in there so that it comes down around where my hips are.
I'm noticing just now that it's got like bracelet length sleeves.
I would make longer sleeves.
Yeah, I would make full length sleeves.
That's just a preference
But,
style.
yeah.
Not everybody likes bracelet. Not everybody likes full length. Some people
But
like
the
3/4.
body length seems good. I like that. Because you can do the French tuck thing.
Yes, which I would never do. But you might.
I do it actually a lot now.
Yeah, I am not a fan of the French tuck on my body frame.
It
looks great on a lot of people. It just does not look good on me, so I don't do it.
Fair enough.
I, strangely enough, bypassed all the shawls.
I have actually, so this is the autumn, I was going to call it the summer rain, but this is a fall magazine. The autumn rain shawl. And I'm not into the mint green color, but I've been thinking I want something exactly like this in a dark blue or a black or something. As like a fancy going out sort of a shawl.
Copper from Tog and Thou.
Also that.
Also that.
Also
She's
that.
like, also that.
But I've been thinking like exactly like this in like a black or something.
That would look really... Yes. I think you need a fancy go out shawl.
So this is a long wrap that is also lacy. A little bit lacy, zigzag lace. Looks nice and simple, and you could probably throw some beads in there if you felt the need to be a little bit extra, but I think just some lace and some beautiful yarn.
We did also vote beads, fool!
Yeah, we did vote beads, fool.
I voted for beads because the options were no beads or beads, fool! I felt like the beads, fool, because that reminded me of, oh, who's that guy in like the 80s or 90s? He had all the Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Mr. T. That's aging me.
Pity the fool who doesn't use
Pity
beads.
the fool who doesn't use beads. Oh, gosh.
Okay, so of course, more shawls. But this one has lace and cables.
Oh, jeez. Tell me when you're casting that bad boy in, because
I
that
know,
is
right?
so happening.
So this is the Winding Roads shawl wrap. Hang on, shawl. But it's got cables and lace.
Okay, you really need to do that one, because
Right?
those are words you both love.
It's cables
And
and
lace.
lace. And I think it's even like asymmetrical. What does this have to say here?
Asymmetrical?
I don't know. From the way that the model has it wearing, I don't actually... Oh no, it's a triangular shawl. But she's wearing it in all these exciting ways that I now need to go find a triangular shawl to try.
There's a closet full of triangular shawls 25 feet that way.
I never thought of wearing it in any of these configurations, but so I've just learned about styling triangular shawls.
That's good,
Yeah.
considering you have some.
Just a couple, yeah.
Just a few.
Actually,
Just
only
a smidge.
2.
That's a smidge.
That's a smidge.
And you'll have 3 shortly. No, that one's asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Find your fade's asymmetrical,
Yeah.
and then if you ever get your cable edging done, you have a semicircular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna flip ahead until the page. This one.
Oh, yeah, because I want those.
You wanted the evening frost mitts.
Listen, they're fingerless mitts with an actually honest-to-goodness proper cuff length.
This is true.
I'm willing to go to the maths on the cuff length thing. What is the point of the tiny cuff on the fingerless mitts? It just makes your wrist cold.
That's a fashion statement. Those ones aren't intended for actual proper cold weather wear.
Why would you wear them if they're not meant to keep your hands warm?
Fashion.
Listen, there's so many things in my life I don't understand. That's one of them. That is a beautiful color work fingerless mitt pattern that isn't daft levels of busy, because sometimes there's too much going on. I'm like, okay, you can't do anything about that, but would look great in a sharp color contrast that I can manage. So
yes,
that's happening.
These do look. They are very pretty.
So pretty.
Just, I don't know. They didn't grab me as much as some other ones.
I think would look great for me when I'm wearing stuff in the fall, and I just want to keep my wrists a little bit warmer. Because believe it or not, when you use a vision mobility kit, you do a lot of wear and tear on your wrists.
Whoa, really?
What? It's almost like you're sticking to stuff all the time. That pavement's not flat. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? And those holes in pavement, you guys, they're out to get me.
They're out to get us all.
They're
really.
out to get. And don't even get me started on cobblestone. It looks pretty...
There's a part of the floor inside the building that I keep tripping over. I swear it's flat. I swear, but I trip on the same part every time.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I swear it's flat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
so
I
I'm at the point where I've done a fair bit of damage to my wrists, and I'm going to continue to do so because I'm not going to get less blind. I'm, in fact, going to get more blind.
Whoa.
That's how a degenerative disorder works. You don't get better, you, in fact, get worse. So I've gotten to the point where now my wrists start to ache pretty quickly, well before the rest of me is cold. I have a mosquito bite right here, you guys. It is so itchy. You can say don't scratch it from here to next Tuesday. You all know you do. You all know you scratch mosquito bites.
And now I'm, like, very aware of, like, every single itch everywhere.
Oh, you're welcome, people. You can suffer with me. So I find that my wrists get cold really fast, so they start to ache and snap. Great, I'm gonna have arthritis in my wrists before you guys know it. It's one of the ongoing and recurring health issues you can have as a side effect. So I'm finding I'm going to probably be enjoying things like fingerless mitts that I can put on with my wool cardigans, where the rest of me is a comfortable temperature, but I got just that little bit of extra layer where I need it.
All right.
Yeah. Still don't understand boot cuffs, but that's okay.
All right. This is the last pattern
that we both liked, or that we liked.
I don't know. Did you like this one too?
I don't do hats.
Okay. This is a hat with intricate cables, so of course I'm all over the intricate cables. This is the Firefall toque, and it's a classic looking toque, but with very fancy cables that look sort of smoke-like, I guess.
I think.
Yeah. So I'm really into this hat. I like it a lot. And then of course there's great articles on...
Oh gosh, picking up stitches for your neckline?
How to pick up stitches like a pro for the perfect neckline, and then it's got some stuff about some Swedish words that I'm not going to butcher on the podcast, but the Swedish words that are about being cozy and having as much as you need but not too much, and it's like just right, and there's some articles about that and how it relates to crafting and lifestyle and like... So.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, hey, can you accidentally leave that behind so I can read the articles this week?
Probably.
Okay.
So, this is Interweave Knits Fall 2019. It's on stands until...
sometime.
November 18th, it says.
Until sometime.
Until sometime. Yeah, Fall Knitting Magazine. Always highly recommend.
You know what it means? We have to go scourge and scour and find the other fall knitting magazines, because the fall knitting magazines are our jam.
Yes. Fall and winter are always my favorites.
They're always both of our favorites. We're like, ah!
Well, it's
not uncommon for us to
own the sweaters. Because I love the cables and the sweaters.
It's really what we're into, so that's totally fine. So that's probably going to happen. Get used to hearing about fall and winter magazines, guys. We've hit that season.
Okay. Come back next week. So I cast on like 6 things.
Yeah, I thought you should say you had startitis going on. I have startitis. Like, next week it is going to be nuts, you guys.
I actually really don't. I'm like slightly concerned because I haven't like wanted to start anything all year.
I have been making it. I can't start something until I finish something. So I finished the cowl, I can start something. I finish my socks, I can start a second thing. If I finish the shawl, I can start 3 things next week.
Well, get on that.
I know, and I've got like 4 or 5 things I want to cast on for. So I'm like, it's keeping me in line, which I need to do because, man, do I suffer from a not completing things problem.
But you also complete a lot of stuff, so I feel like it balances out.
It only
I just
because
never finish anything.
I knit faster than you do. I am not a fast knitter. I just knit faster than Diana.
You make more time to knit than I do.
I'm doing it all the time. All the time. When I am video editing, I'm knitting. When I'm on the bus, I'm knitting. When I have any sort of downtime whatsoever, I am knitting.
I could knit more and I don't.
Yeah, it's just...
I do other things.
That's just how my life works. I mean, I don't play as many video games as I used to because I knit more. You know, when I'm playing...
I got back into video games this week.
Yeah, when I play board games, let's be honest, we're not letting me read the rules. We'll be there forever.
Might be there forever anyway, given the games that we play.
Given some of the games we play. So, like, when Mr. B's reading the rules, or when, you know, Mr. Diana's reading the rules, I mean...
Don't mind me, I have a drinking problem. Airplane joke, not an actual drinking problem.
Got it. I'm in downtime because I'm waiting for them to get through the rules and then sort of give me the gist of the game. Now, I've been friends with Mr. B for long enough. He knows my kind of gaming. So he reads all the rules and strategizes. His brother reads all the rules and strategizes. Me and Diane are like, what's A plus B to get to C? Perfect, let's wing it. Because that's how we game.
This game has lots of dice. I want to roll lots of dice. How do I do that?
Yeah. What's this? Great. Strategy, don't care. I roll dice, I match colors, I put in a grid, I make points. Got it. Thanks. We move on. So while they're reading the rules, I knit. Because I've got that downtime. Downtime during D&D, when it's not my character's turn to interact with whatever's going on, I sit quietly and knit so that everybody else can have their turn to tell part of the story, rather than interjecting myself over top of or having side conversations and making noise at the table. But that's how I play D&D. It also helps that I'm usually here Skyping into D&D. It's just how that works for me, guys. Most weeks I'm very busy.
Got some very noisy puppies upstairs.
The puppies are so excited. It's gotta be dinner time. So they're racing around waiting for their food because they love their wet food. Well, they love their food.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you how much of a homemade house we are. We make the wet dog food.
Ooh.
In a slow cooker.
Wow.
Every couple of weeks it smells like broccoli for 12 hours in this house.
Yum.
And my brother-in-law hates that it gives the dogs gas. They have stinky farts. But it makes their coats really pretty. So you'll see him brushing the dog out going, listen, if he didn't do such a good thing for you, you would not have broccoli in your diet, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So I suspect his dogs have farted out of rooms. Which brings me personal delight and joy because my cat doesn't eat broccoli. It's not a problem I have. And I don't make her wet cat food or dry cat food. I buy it. Oh gosh. That was Wool Gathering? No, review.
That was our review.
Oh my gosh, that leaves events?
Yeah, just events. We just gotta
Where are we going? What are we doing?
Okay, so Stash Dash is over.
It is finished.
It was over on Saturday.
It finished up on Saturday. I made it over 5 kilometers this year, guys. I did really good.
I did about half a kilometer. I did one shawl.
I was aiming for 7 ish, but I didn't officially participate. So I was like,
I never do either.
It's fine. I like to challenge myself and do it. I was a little slack. I could have done better. I could have done more. I did not. I also
so close to 3 if I'd finished the fade.
Yes, you would have been. I also started a lot of things rather than finishing things, which is always the curse of me and Stash Dash.
Uh-huh.
So that's a thing. But I thoroughly enjoyed it every year, as I did this year. And now that it's finished and wrapped up and everybody's projects lists are complete, I'm going to go through and get all the inspiration to start things because people have amazing projects, and I love to learn of new designers and see new projects and see projects that I've looked at, but because they're done on somebody who's like my size or they've been done in different colors, they speak to me more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Well, okay, let's be honest. When you're looking at sweater garments, it's really nice to be able to see a sweater garment in your size.
Yes.
It's just... because then you know for sure it's gonna, like, I love a look of a good cable, but is that cable gonna be placed right for my size? I don't know. Because the model's not my size. And that's fine. The models don't have to be my size. It's not necessary.
It's just a lot easier when the model is the same shape as you.
It is easier to visualize if the model is the same shape as me. And there are not a ton of models running around with my chest size.
This is true. I also lament this.
And it's something I have to accommodate for, and I'm aware of it. They also don't run around with my arm length. I don't care what height they are. They usually don't have monkey arms. I have monkey arms. So it's like, I know I have to lengthen the sleeve. I just know I have to lengthen the sleeve. I also don't wear things to my natural waist, so I know I'm lengthening the body, because I wear things at my hips to lower my natural waist, because I'm 2/3 leg and 1/3 torso. Which is why when you see us in visual, I am the same height as Diana when we're sitting, but when we're standing, she's distinctly shorter than I am.
By at least a few inches.
By a few, which is...
my hair makes up for it.
It does. Super fine. But all my height's in my legs. So like when I sit on the couch with my 5'6" mother, we look roughly the same size. I am not 5'6". Well, Mom's like 5'5" if we're honest. Which is fine. It's just how it is. It's fine. So I know I'm making those adaptations, but it's really nice to be able to see it in other sizes, so you see how it sizes up and how it sizes down in reverse. Because I can't imagine somebody who's running into the petite range looking at somebody on a model height at a sweater or a garment and thinking, is that going to fit me? Like, how much do I have to adjust down to fit my frame properly?
I hadn't considered that, but
Yeah.
yes, obviously that is a similar problem.
It's same problem, just reverse. Reverse directions is all it is. So I don't know. So I get really excited and get sucked into a lot of stuff that the knit girls do because they're a similar body size to me. Like, oh, it looks great on you. I'm totally adding that to my queue. Yay! Thank you for giving me something else nifty to knit.
Fair enough. Okay, so that was Stash Dash.
Yeah.
Okay, that's done.
Done.
The Across the Prairies Cal, still going till the end of September.
Which, like, none of the podcasts are working on.
It's
We've
a
all
thing
just
that's
been
happening.
like, summer knitting. Nah, this year we have not been as motivated as we were last year. It is still running, you guys. It is still happening. Wraps up end of September.
End of September.
Yeah. I had to frog mine and I have to restart again, but I'm not stressing it because I only have a 3 skein shawl and I can do a 3 skein shawl in 2 weeks or less.
Mine's not getting done on time. Like, we knew this when we started.
I would struggle to do a 5 skein shawl in a month. Yeah.
Especially since the yarn isn't wound yet. Yeah.
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 I offered to wind it for you.
I know.
It's because it's really freaking pretty blue I want to wind. It's a really nice yarn. I'm so
wanna
sad
wind
it's
it.
still in its kit. I feel like you're doing a disservice to that really pretty yarn by not having it on your needles.
It'll get there. I want to finish the fade first. I'm really excited to have the fade done. I think I need those needles.
Oh, jeez.
I haven't double checked that, but I'm pretty sure I need those needles.
2-4. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's going on. Prizes have sourced. I have them. So we've got that going on. We still haven't opened up an FO thread. There is no excuse for it. It just didn't get done. I mean,
It'll happen.
I'm going to look at Diana, but I will probably end up doing that tonight. Hey, my computer's reset up. Dad tried to help by replugging everything in, so now that that's all fixed, we're not going to discuss how long that took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He tries.
Okay.
He helps, and he does a lot of stuff. He was bored Sunday morning between 8 and 9 a.m. when they left, so he moved my TV. My TV's wall mounted. There was a bookcase on that side of the TV.
Okay.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. He recentered the TV, rehung it, moved the bookcase over, then hauled all the books over and told me I need to have less board games. I blinked and said, no, I need more, not fewer. More, Daddy.
Yes, that is the proper answer.
That is always the proper answer when it comes to books, yarn, board games, video games,
Yes.
hobbies that you love. The answer is more,
Yes.
not less. More. Tragically, he had to spend almost $2,000 on all 4 of his brakes for his truck. He thought just the 2 were going, all 4 were going.
Ooh.
Oh, ouch.
You don't need more of that.
Don't need more of that. That is not something you need more of. So, that was my tangent.
Okay. That was okay. So Across the Prairies is happening.
Uh-huh. Do you remember everybody who's doing that? Does everybody
Cozy
remember
Up-
who's doing that?
Cozy Up Knits.
Uh-huh.
A Tale of Two Knitters.
Uh-huh.
That one with the F that I always get confused with that other one with the F.
You mean you get Feather Stitches confused with Faking Sanity?
I don't know. There's too many ones that start with F's. Feather
Fiber
Stitches.
Friends? I just started throwing up podcast names.
Yeah.
It's Feather Stitches, yeah.
Hi, I'll remember this maybe by the end of September.
Just in time for us to wrap up so you can forget by next year. Oh, that's so good. All right. It is any Stephen West pattern to enter for the knit-alongs, you guys. So if you want to do a hat, you still have plenty of time. If you're like me and you can do a 3-skein shawl in less than a month, you've still got time. If you're crazy like Terry and you're working on a sweater, you still got time. She's not even working on the sweater that she thought she was going to cast on at the beginning. She's literally working on an entirely different sweater that she started before Knit Nosh on Tuesday.
Okay.
Oh, I did have yarn on the go. I had Knit Nosh this week. Hello.
Oh, too late now.
We're already past this action, doesn't it?
Yep.
That's how my life works, people. All right. Things we've got that are coming up that are starting real soon. We are not running, but we are hosting in our Ravelry space Chantel's Knit Along, because she wanted to do a giveaway for everybody. Diana wrote down the name of that one.
Sasquatch Stole My Toque.
I suspect she's making a hat.
Doesn't have to be a hat. As far as I understand, it's any pattern by the designer
Yes.
Andrea Rangel.
She's a Canadian designer.
Yes,
I'm obviously casting on a sweater.
obviously. And that's running September 1st to December 31st.
That's because Chantel doesn't believe in tight deadline. She believes in relaxed knitting.
I kind of knit along.
So you want to do a hat in 4 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that. I was cutting it close last time.
Oh my god, you were.
It's because I hacked the pattern like 6 different ways to Sunday.
Oh, you
and
totally did.
Screwed it up every time.
Totally did.
But I love the finished product, so it was worth it.
Totally worth it. Alright, so that's going to start here very quickly. We'll be into everything else that starts on the 1st of September. I don't know if there's anything else we've got that's going on.
There's the Fiber Festival, the Manitoba Fiber Festival.
That's on the 14th?
14th? 13th? 14th, 15th.
Second weekend of the month.
Yeah.
From the Friday, Saturday.
The correct dates will be linked to the show notes.
Oh yeah. So we'll be there for that. And then
September 7th and 8th, I'm doing an Extra Life thing. I will be gaming 24 hours straight, and if you want to donate to charity, the Children's Hospital Foundation, Manitoba Children's Hospital Foundation, I believe it is, I will have links in the show notes for both my personal page and the D&D group where you can donate to make chaos happen in our D&D campaign that we will be streaming live.
That's what I'm doing.
Are you gonna drop the expensive amount to just put a TPK dragon in there?
No, I don't want people to die. I want it to be a challenge. I don't want you to die.
Okay, you just drop in extra goblins then?
No, probably, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Things that make it complicated so you have to think and make plans that go poorly and roll more dice. Because if you're rolling, the party will die. I have faith.
Excellent.
In the demons of dice.
Yeah.
She's got a spectacular ability to roll ones, people.
Just the warlock, actually. The rest of my characters are fine.
Okay. So, yeah, there's that. And then next month, I'm off to Knit City.
Yep.
Which is the first weekend in October that's hosted in Vancouver. It's the yet another large yarn thing in Canada. I am super stoked and excited because I've been seeing what everybody, like, I obviously lightly cyberstock all the vendors because I love them. They're all really lovely people.
Lightly cyberstock.
Lightly cyberstock.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's going on, and I can't wait to see everybody. Like, Cozy Up Knits is going to be there, and Cherry Pie Cottage is coming up, so it's like there's a bunch of people to meet and see and chat with. So
nice.
Super excited! Me and Terry for sure are going. Diana hasn't decided if she's going to be able to join us or not. Totally fair. Though it turns out she has a mandatory thing on school Friday afternoon, so we're flying out Friday evening anyway.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
She told me, she's like, I'm like, oh no, I still have month tickets for the airplane flight because we weren't sure what your schedule is like, so it's not like I'm getting a discount for buying it 4 months in advance. It doesn't matter.
Fair. We
can just buy the tickets whenever at this point. We're good. Flying to Vancouver Friday evening, the flight's not going to be overly booked, guys. We'll be fine. Yeah. So, that's going on. Then we've somehow magically made it into October, November, and the holiday season starts. Holy Hannah! Which means we're just about at the point where I start mentioning Grinchmas. The Grinch along.
Yeah.
Where Jocelyn stops knitting Christmas presents at the end of November, and in December only knits for herself. And she loves it.
I think I want to do one of those, not a yarn advent calendar, but like an advent knitting chart.
Ooh, hey, yeah, that'd
where
be
you
fun.
do like a different colorwork section
every
each day.
Oh, that'd be a good challenge.
Yeah, I keep looking at those every year, and I really like to do an advent calendar stocking that way.
I think I like your plan.
Yeah,
that's a good plan.
Goes nicely with Grinchmas.
It does go well with the Grinch along. So that's that. I think that's it.
I do believe that's it.
Sweet. Well, in which case I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
don't forget to knit. I was really chipper there.
That was frighteningly chipper. We're like, whoa. I didn't think tea had that much caffeine in it.
I picked it because there's no caffeine in it.
So mine's caffeinated.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
This is what happens when
like
I feed you steak and potatoes.
I'm just like, I don't know. I've been awake since like 6:30.
It's when I normally get up. I've been awake for so long. Yeah. I got up the same time as Jocelyn.
Yeah, it's awful. 6:30 in the morning.
There's nothing wrong with 6:30 in the morning.
No, it's not. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Missed.
Did you miss the button?
I did.
You're the sighted person.
I know.